We're here today on September the 1st in Macon, Mississippi at Joe and Tyler Herkamp's farm, looking at their NPE trials. Joe and Tyler have been NPE growers along with Jack and Brandon ever since the NPE program started. We just got done evaluating the ThryvOn trial here at Joe's, and there was a lot of differences out there as we were walking through the trial, so we pulled some plants, took the leaves off of them so we can talk about some of those differences real quick. First off, we're going to start with Deltapine 2211 B3 TXF. As you can see, pretty good back fruiting all the way on this plant. Started fruiting on node 6. Pretty good first position retention, good bowl size. Not as much lateral fruiting as you're going to see in a little while, but again, I think a variety that a lot of people here in Mississippi are going to be well pleased with. Early, but good vigor in the terminal. That gives us good growth, so I think it's certainly a set of genetics that fits this part of the cotton belt. Now, as we walk into our NPE trials, you're going to see some real differences. This is 21R4123 B3 TXF, a really columnar plant type here today. It's columnar in its structure. You don't see long lateral limbs off of it. Also, it's very columnar in its fruiting habits. As you'll see, the fruit set real close together up and down the fruiting branches. Not a lot of back fruiting on this one, but again, it stacks a lot of fruit in very close to that main stem, as you can see. This one right now is numbered at 23, but if you'll notice, we've got a white flower here today, 2 nodes above white flower. So one that's certainly showing some strength of terminal, as a lot of these columnar fruiting things tend to do. Next is the 21R4127 B3 TXF, a very different plant type than what we just saw. This is a really bushy plant type, heavy back fruiting on all of your lower branches. It started fruiting on node 6. It's got excellent first position retention with good lateral fruit up and down the plant. This is certainly one that I'm looking forward to seeing how it yields and how it grades this fall from the NPE plots. But a variety that's got a lot of characteristics that I like, easy to manage with PGRs. It's a bushy type plant that covers the row quick in the season. So the pickers will tell the tale in a few months, but I like what I see in this one today. Our next one's 21R428, and again, a little bushier type plant, maybe not as heavy a back fruiting as the 4127, but excellent retention. If you'll notice, it fruits pretty close together on the lateral fruiting branch, but is a pretty vegetative or lateral growing plant, not columnar at all. I would call this one probably a semi-bushy, and it seems like to me this one's showing a lot of earliness, maybe a little earlier than a 28, at least at this location today. And our last NPE variety is 21R4132. Again, a real bushy growing plant, heavy back fruiting. Actually started back fruiting on node 2. Started its first fruiting branch on node 5. As you can see here, it's got really good first position retention, good lateral fruiting. And again, this one tends to fruit fairly close together on its lateral fruiting branches. So I think our class of 22 candidates are really full from a B3 TXF perspective. One of the things that really excites me is that ThryvOn technology is doing a lot for us from a thrip protection standpoint. I'm seeing cotton, I think, fruit earlier than the non-ThryvOn where thrips are present. I'm also seeing it hold more of that early season fruit, which means that it's going to be earlier, perhaps, and going to be easier to manage from a PGR perspective. So I think there's just a lot of benefits to the ThryvOn technology, especially when you couple that with the fact that you're going to get some plant bug protection during the fruiting season as well.